The Boston Celtics demolished the Dallas Mavericks in Game 1.
Brown goes inside! Oh, what a slam from Jaylen Brown!
Any questions about maturity, Kristaps Porzingis' health?
I'm not saying he has to be 100%, but he's got to be up there. He's got to be above 75%, I think, in order for them to beat the Dallas Mavericks team that we've seen in these playoffs.
Stopping Luka, stopping Kyrie.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of possessions where you're locked up one-on-one against Kyrie Irving. What can you do to try to nullify, thwart, stop, whatever it is, Kyrie?
Defensive schemes, for at least one night, were answered. The Mavericks were already facing an uphill battle. Analytics, experience, depth, defense, but now they're facing history as well. In 77 finals, 70.1% of Game 1 winners went on to win the championship.
For the 2015 NBA Championship, the Golden State Warriors.
The only question on everyone's mind after Game 1 is whether Dallas should be worried about how badly their game plan backfired.
White tries again, this one contested, no problem.
And what they can possibly do to avoid another soul-crushing defeat in Game 2. The following are the most important lessons we learned from this first finals game. As we prepare for Game 2, the Boston Celtics played a near-perfect basketball game in Game 1.
Josh Green, one man to beat, but it's a 7-footer who blocks it again!
The Celtics haven't been great at home during the playoffs.
And that will do it. An impressive Game 2 win from the Cleveland Cavaliers.
But with a title on the line, they responded with resounding force. The Mavericks bigs Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford, who've been feasting on easy dunks all season, were completely nullified, combining for just 10 points, none of which came from passes from Kyrie or Luka.
Doncic gets inside, comes up short, but tipped up and in by Gafford.
Sure, the pair made all 4 of their combined attempts at the rim, but the key was limiting the volume of openings. And the Celtics simply turned the water off on those easy backdoor cuts and lobs by staying at home on Kyrie and Luka's drives.
Doncic gets inside, that time a simple pass, Lively couldn't handle it.
The Celtics played with force.
Doncic with Sam Hauser, spins, lost it.
They picked up higher.
Derek White tips it, keeps it alive, a new 14.
They were immaculate on their communication, switched beautifully, and cleaned up countless easy opportunities at the rim.
One of the best defenses in the league. Boston all year has been that, as you see Al get another great contest.
Speaking of rim defense, Kristaps Porzingis was instrumental in making the Mavericks think twice when attacking the paint.
Blocked by Porzingis! He's doing it all!
He altered so many of the good looks Dallas managed to generate and just raised the difficulty enough to force misses.
PJ Washington goes right at Porzingis. Tough shot. Again, the size of Porzingis.
But Porzingis did more than defend for the Celtics. He came off the bench for the first time since 2017.
Porzingis comes back in after missing the last 10 games. He has not played for 38 days.
And was everything for Boston.
Huge height advantage. Lively lurking. Porzingis shooting, scoring.
He was a legit pull-up threat from 30 feet.
Porzingis way outside, knocks down another.
And this stretched the Mavericks past their breaking point.
Again, Porzingis was the height advantage. Shoots over him, shot's good. He's 5 of 7 from the field.
He's doing such a good job of facing up, using his size to shoot over the top.
If there was any rust, he didn't show it. Kristaps was a plus 13 in just 21 minutes after not playing in over a month.
A margin.
Porzingis puts it in! Kristaps Porzingis knocking him down from everywhere.
And finished the night with 20 points on just 13 attempts to go with 3 key blocks.
Porzingis gets away inside and throws it down.
He pretty much single-handedly ended this game in the first quarter by himself. However, he wasn't alone. Jaylen Brown, who seems to be getting better by the day during the playoffs, had a beastly defensive performance, adding 6 stocks.
Brown on the steal and slam.
And it wasn't so much what he did as it was when he did it. When the Mavericks cut the once 29-point deficit to just 8 points, it was Jaylen Brown who put on a two-way masterclass in the third to steady the Celtics.
Irving shot blocked. Brown again with the rejection. Jaylen Brown, a defensive demon here in the third.
When a Luka three-pointer put the score at 64-72.
Got it! Luka Doncic now with 27. It's an 8-point game. Timeout, Boston.
Joe Mazzulla called a key timeout to calm things down. 2 possessions later, it was Jaylen Brown who finally broke the Celtics drought by forcing his way downhill and getting to the line.
And Brown goes inside, and a hard foul by Lively.
A Porzingis dunk later, and Brown went to the line again for a pair to push the lead back to 13. And on the next possession, Brown made not one,
Doncic throws it up. Jones can't quite get it. Kleber does.
but 2 great defensive plays on the back line of the defense, including this monster block on former dunk champion Derrick Jones Jr.
There's Hardaway off the bounce. Nice feed inside. Jones blocked by Brown. Throws it right back.
With 34 seconds to go in the third quarter, Brown hit a 26-foot three-pointer.
Brown, three-pointer. Puts it in. Jaylen Brown at both ends of the floor.
Pushing the lead back to 22 and effectively icing the game. For nearly 5 minutes, Jaylen Brown morphed into prime Kobe Bryant. And there was nothing the Mavericks could do about it. To add insult to injury, it was Brown's never-say-die rim pressure that kept Derrick Lively in foul trouble all night.
And Lively just picked up his 5th foul. Clearly not happy with the call.
In my finals preview, I talked about Luka having nowhere to hide defensively in this series, and this proved to be a major X factor in Game 1.
Doncic stops Tatum. Good defense there from Luka Doncic. Tatum spins inside. Porzingis leans in. Bank shot, can't get it.
The Celtics forced Luka to guard Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and even Kristaps Porzingis at times. And while the results were mixed,
Doncic, that is, guarding Porzingis, knocks it away. Again, the strength of Doncic.
it's obvious that taking on such a defensive load zapped Luka's legs in the second half.
I know most players aren't 100%, but he's been dealing with a serious right knee injury.
The Celtics deserve a lot of credit for their execution.
He's got Horford on him. Step back, shot blocked by Horford.
And Mazzulla deserves heaps of praise for his game plan and timely in-game management. They had 6 players in double digits.
Holiday, the three-pointer. Holiday gets inside, reverse, banks it in.
Held the Mavericks to just 26% from 3 on just 27 attempts.
So Tim Hardaway Jr. Back up Doncic, good clean look. Washington in the corner, can't hit the 3.
They only gave up the worst types of threes, which were Jones Jr. and Washington above the break attempts.
To help his team win this year and in these playoffs. Derrick Jones misses. Doncic finds P.J. Washington, left open three-pointer, can't get it.
And limited the best types of threes, which are open corner threes.
Irving's going to hear the boos pretty much every time he touches it. That one off the side of the backboard.
In fact, Dallas shot just 1 for 3 from the corners in Game 1.
Washington in the corner, can't hit the 3.
With their lone mate coming via Josh Green with just 58 seconds to go in garbage time. That's right. The Celtics played 47 minutes and 2 seconds of playoff basketball without surrendering a single corner 3. That's coaching.
The key is knowing why they go on a run and how we stop it as a team, and then maintain a high level of defense, and then over the next 2 days we clean up our offense.
That's scouting, and that's impressive execution. Boston held the Mavericks to a 77.1 rating in the half court, and just a 96.7 offensive rating for the game.
Irving at 3. Can't get it to fall.
They forced the Mavericks to reinvent themselves on the fly, and the results were not good.
Irving stops, throws it up, and a travel call on Kyrie Irving. He's perplexed as well.
Kyrie shot just 6 of 19 as he was booed relentlessly every time he caught the ball.
Irving, nobody near him. Three-pointer, can't get it to go. Horrible start. Irving gets in the paint, shot bounces off the rim.
And the Celtics held the Mavs to a season low in assists.
Quick outlet. P.J. Washington. Washington goes to the rim.
The Dallas Mavericks averaged 25.7 assists per game in the regular season.
Oh, what a pass. He was looking up top. The pass went to the corner, and it's Drano, Josh Green on the three-pointer.
Which was good for 19th in the NBA. And they've averaged just 21.7 assists per game during these playoffs.
The other way. Doncic up to Lively.
10th among the 16 playoff teams. It's worth noting that Indiana, Boston, and Minnesota, the 3 other conference finalists, were top 5. The NBA's 30 teams played a grand total of 1,230 regular season games, and the lowest assist total recorded in any team this season was by the Philadelphia 76ers. In their January 30th loss to the Golden State Warriors, they had just 11 assists.
Off the double team. House can shoot it. Buries the triple.
In Game 1, the Mavericks had 9.
Washington into the paint. Lively on the flush.
Chin up, Mavs fans. 9 is still a far cry away from the all-time record.
Derrick Jones goes inside. Nice drive and finish from Jones.
That record belongs to the St. Louis Bombers, who managed to rack up a whopping 2 assists in their 46-85 beating against the Philadelphia Warriors in 1948. In fact, the last time a team had 9 or fewer assists in the playoffs, it was the Dallas Mavericks in 2022 against the Phoenix Suns in a 30-point blowout.
That's it. 3-2, Suns lead with the closeout game coming up.
And we know how that series turned out, right?
The Dallas Mavericks have pulled the upset and beating the top team in the NBA.
It's important to remember that the Mavs have been in this position before. The Mavericks are no strangers to being down.
Oh, straight. Luka just picked the pocket of Chet Holmgren. 30 in a row. 30 in a row.
Their win against Minnesota broke a very long tradition of losing Game 1s in epic fashion.
Irving, corner 3 for the lead. Good! What a shot by Washington.
They lost Game 1 against the Clippers in 2020, Game 1 Utah in 2022, Game 1 against the Suns in the next round, Game 1 in the next round against the eventual champs Golden State. Then they skipped a year to tank for Lively. Lost Game 1 against the Clippers this year.
George letting clock run. His 3. Banks in. Why not?
Lost Game 1 against OKC this year.
Williams crosses. Holmgren. Yes!
And now they've lost Game 1 in Boston.
Doncic had 30, but the Mavericks see their 5-game road playoff winning streak come to an end.
It's a long series. 3-point variance makes blowouts more common, and the Mavericks will have to shoot much better than 26% from 3 to compete.
Piece of it, but right to Irving for 3. That won't go.
It would be hard to watch Game 1 and think the Mavericks have a shot at all in this series. But this is the same Dallas team that was down 30-56 against a Kawhi-less Clippers team at halftime of Game 1.
That will do it for the first half. The Clippers throttling the Mavericks in this opening half.
And lost Game 1 in OKC by 22.
Wiggins, Cutter, Holmgren, major elevation.
This isn't unfamiliar territory for the Mavericks, who've had a whopping 2-7 record in Game 1s since drafting Luka. They do, however, have a 6-2 record in Game 2s. Let's see how that bit of history plays out. If you end up enjoying this video, please subscribe. It's free, and you can always change your mind. Anyways, wherever you are in the world, be the GOAT of that moment. Stay GOATed.